So we're about to be charged by a female water buffalo, but I just spotted a much better one out here. Hey everyone, welcome back to theHunter Classics. So today we're here on Piccabeen Bay for another trophy hunting video, which I've been looking forward to for like a week, but I haven't been able to record it. So we definitely want to improve on our water buffalo. Only a 166 over here. Our sandbar deer is only a 152, and our rooster is only a 146. So both of those I'd like to improve on as well. This Banteng's probably going to stay since he is technically a melanistic, if I could get the cursor to actually go on him. Alright then, he's a 118 melanistic anyway, and then this 112 melanistic's probably going to end up being taken out for a bigger Banteng. And there's Feral Hog here as well. If we can get one over like 1,000, I'll definitely mount that, but I think I have the path drawn out already, if I'm not mistaken. Okay, I did clear it. But we're starting here at the lodge, and what I'm going to do is probably cross the river here and work this side of the river. I seem to get more sandbar and rooster deer on the northern side of the river, and then if we're not really getting very many by the time we get near the swamp area, probably like around the time we get to these lakes, I think I'm going to fast travel up into here. There's definitely more sandbar up there, so that is the plan. Hopefully it's going to work out. I do have the 340 for water buffalo and Banteng, and I've got the 30R as well for rooster, sandbar, and probably feral hog. I don't think I'll shoot the feral hog with the 340, even though I could. We'll probably just use the 30R for just to mix it up a bit. So we've got a decent Banteng out here. I don't think it's really anything special because I believe it's a female. I did hear it call. Yeah, that's the one that called. So we'll take her out with the 340. She is down. I think she's probably right around 115. She looks bigger than she's going to end up being, I believe, because even the males can look pretty decent and not score that high. But here is our Banteng. It definitely looks pretty decent, but it can't really score all that high. I haven't seen a female go above like 115, so we'll see what this one is. 109, actually, even smaller than I thought. Quite honestly, it looks bigger than the 112 we have mounted, but I actually don't know how they're scored. I'll have to look at the score sheet to find that out, because I definitely thought that one was bigger than 109. We've got a pretty good water buffalo here. I think he's like 180s though. I don't think that, yeah, that's definitely like the 180s style horns. But that's a decent start already. We might, I don't think we'll taxidermize him now, but we'll definitely have him in the hunt stats to taxidermize afterwards if we don't get anything better, because I really want to take that 166 down and just get something better there. This guy's definitely like 180s, maybe 190 if we got a really good one. I don't actually think he's 190. He doesn't quite look that big. 181 though. Not bad. So we've got another Banteng out here. This one looks a lot more like the 112 we have mounted in the lodge, although it's actually a male, so it's not a very big one, but we'll go for our shot while it's standing still. And he is down. I definitely can't see him scoring very high. I would think he's going to score less than that female, but who knows. As I said, I don't know how these guys are scored, but I imagine it's something similar to water buffalo where the thickness of the horn matters. I don't know if the length would make a difference, but let's see what this guy scores. 114, so I honestly can't see how that's bigger than the 109 female we had. I'm definitely going to have to take a look at how they're scored because I don't quite understand that. So we've got yet another Banteng out here. This one looks a bit better. He does have the horn going over top of his head, which usually when they have that, they score a bit better. And that should probably be like intestine and lung. I might just throw another shot at him anyway, or not. The amount of times that I do that, I say that I'm going to take another shot and then the animal dies before I do it. It seems like that happens quite a lot, but we'll run over there and grab him. I think he might be heading for the lodge. I don't think I'll mount him unless he's like 130 plus, but he definitely has potential. We definitely caught one lung. Got lung blood everywhere, but yeah, I'm thinking this guy at least has a chance of going 130. I'm not actually sure. I don't think he's like a 140. They're usually pretty obvious when they're that big, but let's see what we got. Left lung and shoulder blade for the shot. 114 only, really. So wasn't that what the last one scored? I really need to see how those are scored, because that looks significantly bigger than the last one to me, but yeah, I have no idea. Ooh, and there's a decent water buffalo. I don't know. That looks like he could be like 180s again. Probably just single lung, and they run pretty far on a single lung. Just thought I'd put another one in him so we don't have to wait for him to expire. hopefully he's going to float over, but he might actually be in a spot that we can cross. So we can actually just run right out here to him. He looked like 170s or 180s when I got a second look at him, but we'll find out here. 218 actually. Now I got to pull him out of the water because I didn't really think he was that big. Initially when I saw him running away, I did think he was right about that score. I can see it now, but to be honest, I did think that he would be lower than that. So I haven't really guessed anything correctly this hunt, but I think this guy probably is headed for the lodge unless we can get a better one. I've been waiting for the sun to come out for this picture forever, and apparently it's just not going to happen, so we'll just take it as is. And we'll wait on sending that guy to the lodge, just in case we do actually get a bigger one, but definitely not a bad start to this hunt. A couple of what I thought were decent Banteng that turned out to really not be all that special, but we do have a probable mounter in that buffalo there. So we've got another male Banteng out here. This one does look pretty good. He's got like thicker horns, so I'm thinking maybe he'll score a bit higher. I'm really not sure at this point, so I'm not even going to try to guess what he's going to score. Actually, I don't see any horn over his head, so maybe he's not that big. But he is down regardless. This thunderstorm is getting about annoying, though. I definitely wish it would stop. So actually, this guy really doesn't have much of a spread between his horns either, but he definitely doesn't have the horns going over his head, so I can't see him scoring all that high. And man, that thunderstorm is loud. How is this a 135? I don't get it, man. I don't know. I don't know how these guys are scored, but I thought for sure he was small after I saw no horn going over his head, but I'll take it. And I'm not even going to try to wait for this thunderstorm to end, because I waited for the last one for like 10 minutes to finally end, and it didn't even get bright out, so we'll just take our picture. I really don't understand. I can see him being decent now, looking at that, but I thought all the big Banteng had the horn going over top of their head. But I guess we'll just send that guy straight to the lodge and continue on. So I just fast traveled up to the area I wanted to go for sambar and rusa. We've got a feral hog female here that we'll just take out. Stand up to make sure I don't hit that tree root. And she is down. I guess I could have waited to see if she was a group, but it looks like she was on her own. I was really hoping fast traveling up here would get us out of the thunderstorm, but evidently that's not going to be the case. I'm actually going to turn down my in-game volume just a bit while it's storming, because this is just way too loud. Actually, just right lung liver, that 30R still dropped her in her tracks. Not bad. So we've got a sandbar deer right here, and we should really go for our shot, because if he takes a few more steps, he is pretty much out of sight. Gonna try to go like under and catch his lungs. Hopefully we got one. He didn't look all that big, but I didn't really feel like tracking him, so hopefully that's gonna bring him down. I'm not sure, I might have been too far to the right there, but it looked like the way he was twisted, I kind of needed to be there. But yeah, I was about to take a couple of rusa females down there when he called, and fortunately I got up here when I did, because if I'd have waited much longer, obviously he would have been over that hill. So we finally got eyes on that sandbar deer again, and I really hope he doesn't walk anywhere, because I am about tired of tracking him. And he is starting to walk. See if we can just put one. Oh, I thought he was going to go down there. So hopefully that's going to at least be in test. And sandbar deer are probably the hardest species for me to take down for some reason. I lost one good one that I shot with the 8x57 that I thought should have been a lung shot, ended up being a body shot, and he ran out of the map. But hopefully that is going to take him down, because I really don't feel like tracking him any longer. So hopefully that shot is going to take down our sandbar, because we got another one out here. I think it's a female. I just saw it for a second going behind that brush, but it should step out here. And let's see, that is a female. I imagine that's a sandbar. It's pretty dark to be a rusa. And it is, so let's actually try to drop this one. Well, that one went down no problem. Pretty much any female I take tends to drop in his tracks, but anytime I shoot at a male, it'll run. But hopefully that other male is going to go down. I had intestine blood and a lot of it, so that should probably take him down. But I actually had just lost the tracks when I heard this one call, so I'll have to go back and try to find them. But hopefully he'll be down. He's not even one that's going to be worth going in the lodge, so I'm just using up a lot of my time going after him just to find him. But maybe he'll lead us to a bigger one. So left lung, liver, intestine, drop that one. And with this one already being body hit, and I would think using the 30R we should have gotten at least like intestine, stomach, unless we shot too high. I would imagine it's not going to go too much further. Turns out we actually weren't very far from where our sandbar was down, we shot the female, so it was definitely worth taking her out because it didn't really affect where this guy went. He might actually be smaller than the one we have in the lodge. He's definitely not much bigger. So body intestine, 202 score, but I don't really think he's worth taxidermizing. I'm pretty sure we can get a better one than that. So we're about to be charged by a female water buffalo, but I just spotted a much better one out here. Which I just... Hello. Right, so anyway, what I was about to say was, which I just had to take a shot at before this one ran me over. Stomach, right lung, and spine 1, and intestine. 141 score on her, and I think that water buffalo we just shot should top our 218, quite honestly. I had to fast travel out of the sandbar and Rusa territory. I hadn't seen an animal in like probably a good 30 minutes, and the rain was just driving me nuts. I was hoping coming down here would kind of solve that, but for the second time this hunt, fast traveling did not help that. But our buffaloes should be running over there apparently, and I don't have any ammo, so that probably isn't ideal. Hopefully we'll be able to get another shot in him. I don't know how well we hit him. I might have been too far forward to catch the lungs, but I really didn't have time to aim that well. I just kind of had to fire, and he was behind some stuff, so he definitely was running like he was hit, but let's see if we can get another shot in him up here. Otherwise, we might be in for a long track. I hear a buffalo wanting to charge. I don't know if it's the one we shot. I think it might be. No, that's definitely not it. That might actually be one of the males that I had tracks from. I had another one call up ahead that I had tracks from too, but when I heard this guy charging, I thought we'd just take him out. 165 score on him, and we'll get back on the trail of the one that we hit, which clearly is not a good hit because I haven't had any more blood. And I just found another water buffalo hiding behind a tree. It's going to be tough to actually recover or actually catch up to and get another shot in the one that we hit already if I keep shooting at other ones, but I don't really think I'm going to outrun them, and I actually don't have any more med kits, so if I do get knocked down by one, I'm going to have to fast travel, so definitely don't want that. So we finally found this buffalo. I can just barely see him behind that tree, but I don't know how long I've been tracking this guy. It has actually been probably longer than I tracked that sandbar deer. So this is probably going to be the last harvest of the video if we can actually get him. I might just go for kind of an intestine shot, just to get another one in him, because every time I would get near him, he would just run off, and I really didn't want him to do that again. So hopefully that's going to be enough to take him down. The 340's got a lot of penetration, so as long as we cut intestines, we should be good, but that was just ridiculous. I don't know, I can't remember where I even shot him, to be quite honest, but we're all the way up here past the lodge at this point. So according to the blood, this is a body shot, but I just saw him actually fall down up here. I actually think that it's probably not a body shot from the amount of blood, but I'm pretty confident that he is going to top the 218 that we had. He looks significantly bigger. But let's find out if this was actually a body shot. Spine 3, so I guess that explains it. 221 for a score, though. So there's actually two positives here. One, I actually guessed a score correctly. By that I just mean he was above the 218, which I guessed. And the other one is we actually got a trophy shot in the sunlight, so I guess it's not a bad way to end. I think we'll go ahead and mount the 218 as well, just so we can get that 166 out of there, as well as the, 112 Banteng, and we'll hop over to the lodge and see how it looks. So here's what we got. The wall back here is definitely looking a lot better with the two big buffalo. I'm glad this one that we ended up getting there at the end is kind of like that reddish color, because we got just the variant there as well, which looks pretty good. So we got the two biggest ones up top, the 234 from like one of the first episodes of this, and our 221, then the 218 down there, and our 135 Banteng, which I still cannot believe he doesn't have the horns over the top of his head, because like even this one does, and it's just a 118, so I'm not really sure. I do want to look into how they're scored, but I actually thought all of the really good males would have that horn going over the top of their head, but that is definitely interesting. The one thing we didn't get to do was improve on our sandbar or rusa, but what I might do, our next trophy hunting video is going to be on Settler Creeks, and I might just do some hunting for rusa and sandbar while recording, but not like during that video. So I'll record it beforehand and try to throw that in at the beginning if we actually can get something to improve on them. But at least we got a couple of nice water buffalo and Banteng. Mainly now what I want to get is elk from Settler Creek, so we need a couple more bears as well, which we can get from Settlers or Rougarou. But yeah, we're definitely starting to get it filled up pretty good in here. I think we got like 3 more deer slots. Yeah, plus we need to improve on a couple of them, but we're definitely starting to make some progress. So with that, thank you guys for watching this video. I hope you enjoyed it. Leave a like if you did, and I'll see you in the next one.